Hello guys, so welcome back to a new video. In this one, we're going to do some trade breakdowns. So I'm going to explain to you and walk you through the thought process of some of the trades that I took today, which are based on the model that I've previously shared in my channel. So in this video, I shared with you a model that is easy, simple, logical, and has a really high win rate, right? I summarized the hundreds and hundreds of hours studying market structure from dtfx, backtesting, and taking a lot of losses into this one video right here, 1 hour, that can change your life, guys. All right, a working model. All you have to do is to study it, backtest it, and implement it in your charts, and that's it. All right, so in this video, this will serve as the practical part. So I share with you the logic behind it and all the steps in details to find the setup and take the entry. And I also share with you some chart examples, but today I'm going to show you how to adapt it, how to adapt the model into live trading conditions, and how I personally use it to read the market. So if you haven't watched this video, please consider watching it after watching this trade breakdowns, and it is easy that you can just understand it in this just one video. But of course, you need more details, and the details are the most important part. So, and let's start with the first trade. So this is today's trade, all right? I took 3 trades. This is the first one. As you can see, a buy position from here, another buy position from here, and another buy position from here. So it was 3 winners. I missed some of the trades. So basically this was just like 1 hour of trading. When I hit my daily target, I don't trade the PM session, the rest of the AM session and the PM session. All right, so let's start with the first one without any further introductions. All right, what do we have in this? Now, quick refresher about the model. First of all, it is like this. This is the whole model, all right? We have a swing point, all right? Price traded higher. We have a range above the swing point. I'm sorry. So price is ranging and generating liquidity above this unmitigated zone. And then basically, all we need is a quick short, a quick move to the downside, sweeping all these lows, topping into this zone, and then trading higher. But of course, this is the pattern. We need a pattern that repeats, and we need a context. All right, this is what we're going to see and what we want to see on the lower time frame. The context, we're going to build it from the higher time frame. So let's go back to here. We're going to build it from the higher time frame. This is why we always start from the higher time frame, and then we go to the lower time frame and look for that pattern in price. Otherwise, we are just gambling. So what do we have in this? What do you see? And why did I take this trade from here into here? So the first thing is that we have this low right here. We have this high that put in this low, and we have a break of structure right here. After that, right, follow my cursor. After that, we have a break of structure. So we broke the high that put in the low. This is significant. And now this will become a zone. And this is a change in structure or a shift in structure. So this is a zone right here. Let's draw it all the way to here. Now, after we have this zone, price return back into the zone, sweeping this. We have all these lows, as you can see from here. So we swept all these lows right here. And also we had multiple sweeps inside this zone. This is what you want to see inside the zone, all right? Sweeps, either an alt sweeps from here or a current sweeps like this. In our case, we have both. We have sweeping old lows and current lows. We also have this sweep right here. This is important. and I'm going to tell you why. So after this sweep, price flipped. All right, we have a flip higher, as you can see here. We have a break of structure here. All right, we have a break of structure, and then we return back into the zone. All right, we have a break of structure and we return back into the zone. Now, if we go lower, right, to the 15-second time frame, we're going to see this flip clearly, and we're going to see our pattern in price, right? So as you can see, this is the 15-second time frame, right? As you can see here, this is the 15-second time frame, and we were inside that red box. So here, what do we have? We have this high right here, all right, this high, put in a new low because we have a body closure below this low right here, the previous low. And then we start retracing back into the previous zone, which is this high, from this high to this low, or this low to this high. And then we traded lower. But as you can see, price failed to trade lower. Price failed to create a new low. We have only a wick. So this is the first indication that price wants to go higher, right? And remember that we are inside a higher time frame zone, a 1 minute bullish zone, all right? So this will become a weak high because we couldn't create a new low. If price wants to continue lower, we would see something like this. Price will trade above this high, sweep it, but it must not break above this high because this is the protected high that put in the low. So if price wants to continue lower, it would sweep this high right here and then reject heavily to the downside. But this is not the case. We broke above the last high, the last protected high. So this confirms the shift in order flow. And also remember again that we are inside a higher time frame zone. So price broke above this high and we have a range, all right? We have a range inside here. This is the pattern that we are looking for. A pattern plus the context from the higher time frame, all right? We have range. So what are we expecting? We're expecting a move to the downside, sweeping all these lows from here, tapping into the unmitigated zone, and then continue higher. And this is exactly what happened, all right? So I took the trade from the 50%, all right? We have also this unmitigated zone. This is the SNDR here. I took it from the 50%. My stop loss below this one. So I know price, if it wants to continue higher, we should not break this low right here. We have a sweep and then breaking higher. So there is absolutely no logic, or there is no need for price to come back all the way to here. We have multiple sweeps, right? And this is the last sweep before the break of structure. So this is a protected stop loss here, right? And I targeted this unmitigated zone right here. Of course, I could have held my GP a bit more, maybe this high, but I'm a bit conservative, so I took like 1.3 or 1.4 R on this trade, all right? Targeting this zone right here. And as you can see, we have the same pattern right here. We have a break, we have a flip here. We have this weak high, right? A weak high because it couldn't create a new low. So if we are going lower, maybe, so if we are going lower, we can sweep this high and then trade lower, but we shouldn't trade higher. Right? We shouldn't break above this high or this high. So this is exactly what happened. We have a sweep here and then continue lower. We are already expecting the price to continue lower. So I missed this setup. I wanted to take this short, but I was too slow to enter it. As you can see, price heavily traded to the downside. And this is the first trade, and let's move on to the second trade, all right? So let's go back to the higher time frame. We need the context, guys, always. Don't get lost in the lower time frame. Don't log in to the chart, open the 5-second or the 15-second chart and start looking for trade ideas. Always refer back to the higher time frame, all right? So we have the 1 minute time frame as always as our higher time frame. Of course, you can use any higher time frame. If you are executing on the 1 minute, it's better to use a 12 or the 15 minute for that, all right? And use the 5 minute to help you out. So what do we have in here? Price, after this big move right here, as you can see, this was my long. Price went way more than my initial TP, all right? And then it came back heavily into where? Into this zone right here. From here to here. This is not the swing point. This is the SNDR responsible for breaking this high, all right? The swing point is this, from here all the way to here. This is the swing point. And inside it, this is the SNDR, because this is the last down move that caused the up move that broke structure from here. So we are inside the SNDR, and we might see a potential continuation to the upside or a rejection from here. So all we need to do now is we're going to drop lower to the lower time frames and look for that confirmation. So this trade is not part of the last model, right? This is not part of the previous model that I have shared, but it is part of a recent video that I shared about the violation of the SNDR, or the violation of a zone versus the violation of a protected high or a protected low. That's a very, very important video, right? And I'm gonna link it down in the description, or you can just click the link on the upside, all right? So basically, I discussed on that video that a protected high, breaking a protected high doesn't mean that price wants to go higher, but breaking above a zone that was previously pushing price lower, continuously pushing price lower, that's a strong indication that that price wants to go higher, all right? So what do we have in here? Price traded all the way to that SNDR, right? And then we have this zone right here. As you can see, we have this zone. Price traded all the way to here, returned back into this zone. It pushed, now this zone pushed price lower, right? But it failed to create a new low. It failed to create a new low. We only have a sweep, so this is similar to the previous trade. And this blue rectangle is the origin of the move, all right? So price traveled higher, but one more time it failed to break above this zone right here, the one that pushed price lower before. And then we have a sweep. So we have, this is the model, this is the pattern that we are looking for, but this is not the one that's going to send us higher, all right? The one that's going to send us higher needs first to break this zone right here. So we're back sweeping this low and then traded higher, but one more time failing to close above this zone. Trading lower, sweeping this, one more time trading higher, but failed to trade above. So as you can see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a lot of tops into this zone, and price couldn't break above it. So taking a buy position here, for me, this is just gambling, because price didn't show any intentions that it wants to go higher. But here, this leg right here, this was the one that broke structure, or broke the zone right here. So some of you will say that, but this is the last protected high, because this is the low and price didn't close below the low. Even if it closed below the low right here, this will become the protected high, right? And even if you close above it, but still price couldn't travel or break above the blue zone right here, price can easily trade lower, continue lower, all right? So this is the point of this concept, the violation of the zone that was previously pushing price lower or higher. So after breaking the zone right here, I know that price is now ready to trade higher. So I took my trade from here, as you can see, from the pullback. My stop loss, so an aggressive stop loss would be above or below this low right here, because we have a sweep here. We have a sweep into this zone, unmitigated candle right here, right? Unmitigated candle, sweep inside it, this is an aggressive stop loss. A more conservative stop loss is here, all right, below this low right here. So I put my stop loss right here and I exited from here. As you can see, this is my TP. This was also like a 1.2 or a 1.3 hour trade, or a 1.5, I don't remember. So anyway, this is the second trade. And the last trade, let's go back to the 1 minute. And as you can see, price traded way above my TP here also. So this is why you should trade with the higher time frame. It will give you the tolerance of risk to reward. So you don't need the optimal entry. All right, you can enter from anywhere and still get a decent RR. So the last trade for this day, all right, it was a long position also. We have this fractal, price traded all the way to here. I was still looking for a price to trade above this high, but as you can see, it didn't. But since the model has a feature that it will work, although you are wrong on the direction, the overall direction, all right? And I have explained that in my latest video, all right, in the model explanation. So we have a fractal from here. Price reacted from this zone right here. There was a candle right here that wasn't unmitigated, all right? It offered the pullback into this zone, and I was looking for price to trade higher. So if we go to the lower time frame, what do we have? We have that pattern that we were looking for. So here we go. This is what I meant by unmitigated zone or unmitigated candle. As you can see, it offered pullback. So here we have a zone on the 15-second time frame, right? We have a zone. Price traded above it. We have the first stop right here, but we left this zone unmitigated inside, right? And then price was ranging above the zone. So this is the pattern that we are looking for. Unmitigated zone, generating liquidity above, and then sweeping the lows into the unmitigated zone, right? And this was my entry from here, right? And I was targeting this unmitigated zone right here. So as I said before, although direction was wrong, but price did trade higher and did reacted from this zone. Why? After this break of structure right here, or the sweep, if price wants to continue higher, it will just reject from here and trade higher. If price wants to continue lower, right, then it will trade higher. Most times it will trade higher, mitigating some of the zones that has been left, right, on the break of structure, and then continue lower. So either way, I have a good chance that my TP will get hit, all right? So here, I entered from here, from this zone. I could have entered from the 50% and we'd have missed the trade, but I didn't want to enter from the 50%. This was only 1 point difference between this zone and the 50%, right? So I didn't want to risk it, and as you can see, I was right. Price didn't tap into the 50%, right? And as you can see, this is like 3 candles, 45-second TP. So I believe that this is the end of this video. As you can see, pretty simple concepts, only focusing on market structure. There is no time involved. I know that a lot of traders out there, no disrespect, but whenever they take a loss, they blame time. All right, time wasn't in your favor. This wasn't the right time to enter. This was pre-CPI, FOMC. No, this is just market structure. These things repeat, right? And this way I can actually learn from my mistakes. So I don't blame things that are out of my control, all right? So pretty decent day, in my opinion. I could have done better regarding my TPs. That is something that I will work on this week, right? So there is a lot of room to improve. So if you have any questions, please DM me in my Twitter account or leave a comment down below and I will answer you as soon as I can. Now, happy trading and good luck.